pine cone may look just like snow, but he can't hear the ho ho ho. And Santa Cat, he still believes we'll vlog every day till Christmas Eve.
So today I'm going to do a vlog all about running because this has been very requested, and actually I've been having a lot of people tweet me questions about running, so I thought I would just sit down and do like a fitness type running video. So I thought first, since this is my most requested question, which is why I started, I would start with that because that makes sense. So I've never ever been a runner. I actually hated running up until about 8 weeks ago. I despised running. When I was in high school, I'm pretty sure that the days we had to do the mile run in gym were my least favorite days of everything ever in school. Like, I remember just dreading those days like with a fiery passion. I hated it. I hated it so much. So that being said, it's kind of weird that I turned into a runner. Well, I wouldn't consider myself a runner yet because I really can't run that far or that fast, but I'm trying. I'm starting to. So about 8 weeks ago, I was kind of having a bad day actually. Some stuff was going on in my personal life, and I just was having a day where I needed to like just go and wear myself out. And so that's what I did. I mean, my first run literally happened on a day where I was just like, I just need to go and like have my mind focus on something else. So I told myself I was gonna go for a walk, and then when I was walking, after I was warmed up, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna time myself. I'm gonna jog really slow, and I'm just gonna jog for as long as I can. If I can only jog 10 seconds, then 10 seconds it will be, and then I'll walk the rest of the way. And that first day I could only jog, I kid you not, 2 minutes. Which if you guys are runners, you're probably like, 2 minutes? But honestly, like I can do 75 minutes straight on the elliptical and be like fine. So it's not that I'm out of shape, it's just that I'm out of shape with running. So yeah, I did 2 minutes. I walked the rest of the way, and then the next time, like 2 days later, I was kind of craving that feeling again, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go and run again. And so I did 4 minutes that day, and I just kept increasing. I still cannot run that much. I'm only up to 1.5 miles straight, which I know isn't much for like you avid runners, but I can do 1.5 miles and then walk and then do another 1.5 miles, but I have to walk at that 1.5 mile mark. And it's really annoying because like for the last 2 weeks, I've been trying to power past that point, and I know that it's mostly mental, and I just can't get through it. It's like 1.5 miles hits and I have to walk. I feel like I'm gonna die. And then I walk for like 5 minutes, cool myself down, and then I can run again. It's so annoying. I want to just do it straight. I want to be able to just run like a 5K straight without stopping. So that's kind of what I'm training for. But considering I started at being able to jog 2 minutes, 1.5 miles is pretty damn good. And the very first time that I ran a mile, which was the first time in my life, in high school I was never able to do it. High school, middle school, 5th grade, however many years I had to do it in school. We were allowed to walk, obviously, some, and I would walk some. Like, my friends and I would do it together, and we would run a lap, walk a lap, run a lap, walk a lap. So I've never done a mile straight running without a single time stopping, and I did it for the first time in my life like 5 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago, and I started crying. I was like so proud of myself, which sounds so silly. But yeah, you know what? I was talking to my friend Renee, which you guys saw her in one of the Vlogmas videos, and she runs. And she was telling me that no matter how far she runs, like she can run like miles and miles and miles. She said that that first mile is always hard for her, no matter how many times she does it, no matter how far she can run. If she's doing a 7-mile run, that first mile is still absolute hell. And so that made me feel a little bit better, because I feel like obviously people that can run marathons and stuff, they don't struggle with 1 mile, but there are people who can still run a whole lot more than me that still kind of struggle with that mile. And for me, it's that 1.5 mile mark. Like, I just can't power past it. So if any of you guys are runners and you have been able to get through something like a block, let me know how you did it. I know it's mental, and I know it's like you just need to like breathe through it and keep going and push yourself, but like I pushed myself up until that point, and then I can't do it anymore. But anyway, you know what? I'm really proud of myself, because the fact that 8 weeks ago, well, 6 weeks ago, I'd never even run a mile straight in my life, and then now I'm like doing 1.5 miles every other day, more than 1.5 miles, 1.5 miles straight. I'm kind of weird. I kind of count my ability as like what I can do without stopping to walk. And I know that that's not really like the good way to look at it, because I was reading all these like running training manuals and, well, manuals like online, and they all say that you should let yourself walk, and like it shouldn't be a bad thing in your mind to like let yourself cool down with a couple minutes of walking in between running. But in my mind, that's like I'm stopping at that point. Even if I then go on to run the same distance again, I don't count it as like 3 miles. You guys might sit there and be like, oh my god, I expected you to say you're running 10 miles or whatever. 1 mile was a big milestone, no pun intended, for me. Like it really was. Like I literally started crying, because not out of like exhaustion, but just because I was like, wow, I just did something I've never been able to do, and honestly never desired to do either. So yeah, I have a couple of Twitter questions. The first one is, how much do you usually run? I already answered that one. The next one is, how many pounds have you lost since you started running? So I didn't start running to lose weight. That wasn't my goal, but it is a really nice benefit. I have probably lost about 8 pounds over 8 weeks of running pretty much every other day. I've also been gaining muscle. I can tell my legs are already toning up, which is pretty weird, because like with the elliptical, I would think my legs would already be really toned. And I know with different exercises you work different muscles, but I still think it's pretty cool. The next question is, where do you buy your favorite running clothes? I actually have some of my running clothes that I pulled out of my suitcase so I could show you. And these are by the brand Fabletics, which is an activewear line co-founded by Kate Hudson, and it is part of the Just Fab family of brands. And its whole thing is that it's like a lifestyle brand, so it's good for working out, but it's also good for like running errands, lounging around the house, and they're really high quality pieces, and that's why I wanted to show you these in particular. These have been my favorite to run in, and I know that in several Vlogmas videos I talked about how I needed to find some good like outdoor running wear, because I want to run outside and I didn't have anything. I was literally working out in a sports bra, a t-shirt, and shorts for like ever, and I wanted to be able to run outside, and it's cold here, so I needed some like long sleeve, long panted outfits that I could run in. So that's kind of why I decided to invest in some of these pieces, and I love them. The first is this little like running jacket. I just got really white. I think it's because this like unfocused the camera or something. But this is just a little zip up, and it's warm, but it's very light. So I do not like running in like bulky. My dad let me borrow, and it's my dad, so like of course it's not gonna work, but he let me borrow one of his like running sweaters that he said was too small on him. It was ridiculous. Like cause my dad runs, which I want to run with him, but he like runs too fast for me, so maybe one day. But it was so heavy and I just can't stand it. And I also went to Dick's, which is a sporting goods store, and I looked for some clothes there, and I just didn't like anything. So this is perfect because it's very light, but it's also really warm for outside. And I have a little matching pair of pants that I can wear with it, and I love these because they have this like, what is this pattern, herringbone kind of pattern at the end that I really like, and it looks quite cute on, and it kind of looks like you have leg warmers on, which I love. So these are cute together because this has the pattern in like a larger print here. So love that together. I also have a little red orange sports bra, and it matches these capris. And I love these because these are thick, like they are good quality, especially for running outside when you want a little bit more warmth. I tried to run in just regular leggings, like the kind you can get at Forever 21, and it was not exactly, those aren't really pants. These are pants, like you could wear these as pants. And I also like the red detailing because it makes your legs quite shapely, and every time I hold this up, my coloring gets really askew, because I have it on automatic coloring because I don't have my professional lights here, if you're wondering why the coloring is like changing constantly. And I also have these same pants. I like them enough that I also ordered them in this purple color because I love these. These are just so comfortable to run in, and they keep you warm, but they also keep you like not too hot, which is nice. The quality of these are really incredible. They feel like $100 pants, and I know because I was just in a sporting goods store and I was looking at what they had, and they have some expensive pants, and this feels like that, and it was like 1/3 of the price. So I think this is a really good deal, especially if you are working out. You know what, especially with it being like the new year coming up, This would be like a good last minute Christmas present to give someone, like some credits to this or like a gift certificate to this, because they can get workout gear, and everyone's New Year's resolution is like, I'm gonna get healthy and I'm gonna work out. My New Year's resolution is I want to be able to run by the end of the year. How long? 7 miles straight? Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. Like maybe like a 10K, which is I think is like 7 miles. I want to do a 5K like sometime in the spring or summer. I actually have a friend that already said that he would do it with me, so we will see. But it'd be cool to be able to do a 10K or even a half marathon. Oh my gosh, no, I can't imagine. Like, I'm like, I can't even do a mile and a half without stopping. But you know what? You have to start somewhere. You really do. And I'm feeling very motivated. So yeah, getting back to these clothes. Quite cute. I actually have a link that I'm going to put below where you can get your first outfit for $25. The way this works is they have like a monthly membership fee where you can pay $49.95, I believe, and get a whole outfit every month, and you can skip months if you want, but you can also buy the outfits without having a membership. You can just buy clothing pieces that you want. So I like that they give you that option where you don't have to sign up, you don't have to do a monthly thing, but if you want to and if you're really motivated. This is actually the second month that I've gotten pieces from it, and I've loved everything. I got this really cute hot pink sports bra last in November, one of November's pieces, and it like crisscrosses a bunch in the back, and I love it. Like, it is such a cute piece. I'll have a link below where you can get your first outfit for $25 for new members. So next question is, how do you keep yourself motivated to run? Love you, by the way, we have the same name. Okay, so I have days where I don't want to run, just like everyone, and I feel a bit kooky, is that a word? I feel a bit weird like giving advice on running because I'm so new at it still. I've only been doing this for 8 weeks. I mean, I have days where I don't want to do it, and actually the other day, it wasn't a running day, mind you, it was not. And I went down to my mom and dad's bathroom because I needed to get some clean towels, and that's where they keep their stash of clean towels. And because I was gonna take a shower. My dad totally guilt tripped me into running. He was like, well, you can't be a runner if you don't run every single day. And since he's a runner, like, I feel like I have to take advice from him. So I went and ran even though it wasn't a running day, and I was not very happy about it. But I think as far as like what I do to keep myself motivated is I just do it. I mean, yeah, you don't want to do it every day. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I crave it, which is weird. I have a very addictive personality. I was like that with the elliptical. Like the first time I did my elliptical, I was like, this kind of sucks and is boring. And the next thing I know, I'm like doing 75 minutes straight and craving it every day. That was me in college. So yeah, I do have a little bit of an addictive personality, but yeah, I just make myself do it. Sometimes, a couple times I've actually had to tell myself that I only had to run like 10 minutes that day. That's it. Like, get on the treadmill for 10 minutes and then you can be done. And then by the time I'm on it, I'm like, it's 45 minutes goes by and I'm like, I love this. I'm powering through it. So sometimes it's just like getting on the treadmill. Another question is, are you using a training app, other guide for your training? No, the way I've been doing it is I just listen to my own body. I probably should. Maybe if I was on some sort of training app, I'd be able to get past that 1.5 mile block that I have. But what I do is I either do a slow long run, which is where I try to do as much distance as I can, or I do days where I will do short bursts of sprints, like 2 minutes of sprinting really, really fast, and then a minute to walk, and then 2 minutes fast, and then a minute walk. And actually, those are the days that I get the sorest. Those are the days where I'm like, oh my gosh, the muscle below my butt hurts so bad, which is what it was doing the other day, that muscle, only on my left side. When I'm doing sprints, I have to listen to music. I have the inability to do it to silence or to my audiobook, which is what I listen to on long, slow runs. So I have to listen to music. My favorite song of the moment to run to, it's a bit hypnotizing, which I love, is Dark Horse by Katy Perry. That one I can just put on repeat and I can just run to that for a whole workout on repeat. There's just something so hypnotizing to it, and like the way, it just is a good song to run to. So her new album I've been loving, but especially that song. I've also been loving the song Best I've Ever Had. I think it's by Gavin DeGraw. That one for some reason to me is a good running song. And Drummer Boy by Justin Bieber. I just love that song. It's so Christmassy. I just love it. But on my slow, long runs, I prefer to listen to an audiobook because it keeps me more like entertained than music. Music I tend to kind of categorize as one song at a time. So if I'm running to music, sometimes like if I feel like the song is coming to an end, I'll feel myself getting tired, which is totally a mental thing, I know, but it happens. With an audiobook, it's it's not like that. Like it doesn't end really, it just keeps going unless you're at the end of the book. So I've been listening to Never Fade, which is the sequel to The Darkest Minds, which is a book that I actually just filmed a gliterature on. So that will be up at some point during Vlogmas. I'm wearing the same outfit. I actually filmed 3 videos today, but this is the first one you're gonna see, but it's the last one I filmed. So that's confusing. So I do have a gliterature to Darkest Minds coming up. Never Fade is the sequel, and I explained in that video a little bit why I ended up listening to this one on audiobook versus regular reading it. But I'm really enjoying it, and I really like the first book, and I just am so into this book right now. I'm on chapter 10. And yeah, I've been listening to this on my slow runs, and it's incredible. You can just power through your whole distance and not really feel like it's coming to an end like I do with songs. And I also hate that period in between songs where there's like silence. It just throws me off, and I'm like, oh, when am I gonna be done? So this is good. And you can get a free audiobook by going to audible.com/Elle, which I will put below. I've mentioned it in a couple videos, but I have just been loving my audiobooks because for certain times it's just perfect, and running is one of those times. So yeah, I can't wait to finish this book so I can do another gliterature, but you guys can look forward to the gliterature on the first book, which will be going up soon. Did you begin with a run-walk schedule to ease you in, or did you just run as much as possible each day? I just ran as much as I could each day. The very first day it was only 2 minutes, and then I built it up. But yeah, I just, each day I kind of take the workout. I don't tell myself, okay, today on your training app it says you have to run this much, walk this much, run this much. I just kind of do it as my body needs it. The other day I told myself that I was just going to do a slow long run, and it turned into a sprinting run during it. I like started running, and 6 minutes in, which is like nothing, I was like miserable. I was like, I hate this. I don't want to be a runner. So I stopped and I walked, and then I was like, I'm just going to sprint, like short sprints the rest of the workout. And I felt like amazing by the end of that workout. Like it was so worth it. Sometimes I'm on the treadmill up to 70 minutes. I obviously don't run most of that, but I speed walk on an incline, I run, I jog, I do sprints, I do slow runs, I walk some. It just kind of, by the time I look at the time, it's like 70 minutes have gone by, probably because on the elliptical I do 75, so it doesn't seem like a long time, even though it sounds like a really long time. But sometimes I'm like, I was on this for an hour and 10 minutes. I've also really been liking the app Map My Run, because it actually can calculate your pace if you're outside. So I do both, a little bit of both, but when I'm outside, I'm not very good at mapping my own, why do I keep saying that word? I'm not very good at knowing my pace. I try to run too fast, like automatically. So on Map My Run, it will tell you your treadmill speed, like your miles per hour. So that's nice because I can kind of like make sure that I'm not running too fast, because then I'll just wear myself out. I have to kind of like, you know, tell myself to slow down in order for me to be able to run without dying. What is your favorite pre-post run snack? I'm so happy you became a runner. I don't have a favorite pre and post run snack. I don't run enough to really like need a whole ordeal when I run. Like I'll eat a little something before. Sometimes actually I run on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. I'll chug a bottle of water, go for my run, and then have breakfast. So I don't always eat before, but I always eat after because I'm always starving. And actually I found, my mom actually noticed this. She thinks it's funny. On days that I run, I have a ravishing appetite. Like I can eat so much, and normally I have a pretty small, my mom always jokes and says that my eyes are this big but my stomach's this big. Like I actually can't eat that much in a sitting. Like I just have a very small, like I get full really fast, but not when I run. I eat so much. My mom always like asks me, did you run today, before serving my plate, because she knows to serve me double if I've run that day. I've also been keeping a training log. I think my family just got home, which is a little book I showed you guys in one of my earlier Vlogmas videos, but basically I just write down the total time of my workout, how much of that was running, what speed, how much of it I ran, and I keep a log on my phone, and then I transfer it into a handwritten running log because I just prefer it. So I have, for instance, like 2 minutes at 7.0, which is like the speed. If I'm on a treadmill, then I can do that more. And then like 1 minute walk, 2 minutes on 8.0, 1 minute walk, 5 minutes on 6.0, 1 minute walk. Like I keep track of it just so that I know, like for future runs, I can look back and know, you know, what I've done and how I'm improving, which is really motivational, especially on days where I just don't want to do it. And yeah, I think that's everything for my running video. If I get more questions that a lot of people are wondering, I might do a follow-up video at some point after Christmas. I think it'd be a good New Year's resolution if any of you guys have like always wanted to, but you're like, oh, I'm just not good at running, I hate it. I did too. Like, if I can run, you guys can run, because I am just like not a naturally gifted runner. But yeah, so my New Year's resolution this year is to be able to run a 10K by the end of the year. You guys can keep me accountable too. Like, if I can't do it, you guys can be like, you didn't meet your New Year's resolutions. Gotta motivate you, gotta whip you in shape. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Our finest gifts we bring.